I think a lot of people get caught up in associating being alone with being an inherently bad thing. I will say it has its pros and cons, but I think the biggest pro is something that is often overlooked. And that would be that being on your own gives you an abundance of time you otherwise wouldn't have had. And a lot of people take that empty time and they fill it with meaningless distractions, whether it's they go out partying a lot because they don't have a girlfriend to tell them no, or they play a video game late into the night, or fill their time with games or drugs or junk food, or really any vice here kind of goes into that window. But what I think people often overlook is with the time that they are given, they could be putting it into working on themselves. And I think that the understanding that the more time you put into yourself in any way, shape, or form, whether it's just becoming more physically attractive, whether that's the gym or, I don't know, working on your face in some way, shape, or form, teaching yourself how to dress, anything, really. Like, whether that's getting more attractive or bettering your finances, or even just sitting down and journaling and becoming a more thoughtful, more present person. All these little things that you could be doing to better yourself on a holistic level, these things widen the range of people you could build meaningful relations with. Not even necessarily romantic relationships exclusively, but widening your hobbies and your depth of knowledge in said hobbies, or working on your finance and unlocking new circles of friends and people, or just going to the gym more and being more confident in yourself because you feel bigger and feel better about yourself. All these things contribute so much to the people you will meet on a day-to-day basis, whether it's going out and just being more active and meeting people like that, or deepening your circle of friends through a more passionate shared interest in a mutual hobby. The relations you build with people and the quality of such are extremely dependent on the quality of yourself as a person. And I find a lot of comfort in the fact that the more time I spend working on myself and trying to become better holistically, the quality of friends and potential romantic partners only grows. I think that is the best way to kind of breathe, take a step back, and really prioritize what you're supposed to be doing. Is if you are someone who is driven by love or intimacy, I think using that as kind of the carrot at the end of the stick, pushing yourself forward to make harder decisions, by all means. Like, in a perfect world, you do it for you do it because you're disciplined and want to be the best, whatever, fuck you. Like, I don't have a problem with people chasing something I necessarily wouldn't, but still growing as a result. Like, that's like saying if you really wanted a super nice, fast, cool sports car, and you dumped all your time into deepening your knowledge of finances and got really into cars and where to buy them, and you worked really hard at work, got promoted, and like put more time into your career so you could afford this Porsche that you really like need to have to feel fulfilled. You finally get said Porsche or said girlfriend or said promotion, whatever, and you grew substantially along the way, I'd like to assume. The growth you will have from pursuing things you care about will ultimately lead to a deeper pool of people that you could surround yourself with and learn to appreciate for what they have to offer too. Because as the quality of these people grows, so does the depth of conversation you will have and the depth of intimacy you can hold and strength of conversations, and just generally the quality of every relation you have is so deeply tied to how well you are able to carry yourself and how well you are able to present yourself and how well you are able to just connect with people. And all of this is just deepened by how much time you are willing to put into yourself. And if you are stuck with a partner who you don't really like them, but like they're better than nothing, and he or she is taking up 20% of your finances to go on dates or whatever, and you don't really like her, but she's better than nothing, like, would it not be substantially better to just cut the rope, move on, and take a season or two of life to just be on your own and grow and to find what you really need for yourself so that you can attract the best possible person for you? Now, that's not to say you can't grow when you're with somebody, absolutely not. But if there is someone or there are people who are actively hindering your growth, whether that's a unsupportive, toxic partner or just a group of friends that don't really have the same drive or goals as you do, I'm not saying you need to cut them off completely, but would it be better or worse for you and your goals to spend more or less time with them? Anecdotally, prior to my prep starting, or at least prior to my prep getting really intense, I was dating a girl who I cared about very, very deeply at the time, and one of the hardest decisions I've had to make in recent history was deciding to leave her in favor of pursuing my prep more seriously. And it's not because I wanted to put all my time into prep, no. This girl was somebody I did very much care about and had grown very attached to, but in her eyes, the sport of bodybuilding wasn't really a sport, and she didn't really understand why I cared so deeply about competing and I guess making these videos and trying to have a future in this industry, I guess. And she also happened to be a vegetarian, so I couldn't really cook for her because I only know how to make chicken, steak, and anything relating to that. And yeah, if it touched some meat, she probably wouldn't eat it. So as a result, we would eat fast food a lot, and going into prep, that's not ideal. So I figured it best to just take a step back from that because I knew I wanted to pursue this, and this is what I cared about. So we broke things off in a mature adult way, went our separate ways, said our I love yous, and that was it. I think I've been a lot happier since then because I have been able to really explore who it is I'm meant to be, who I want to be, and really sink my teeth into this lifestyle and competition that I care so much about. And with that, I have been able to surround myself with new friends and new people I otherwise wouldn't have met. And there's a real beauty to that I think would have gone overlooked had I chosen to be alone and a degenerate, you know, just alone playing video games, or with an unsupportive partner that didn't facilitate me to pursue this hobby or this sport or this passion that I care so deeply for. In short, being alone isn't the end of the world. What makes it bad is if you fill that time with stupid shit. And I know a lot of people are going to continue doing that, and they don't really understand what I'm trying to get at. But being alone and taking the time to grow only makes your life better in the long run, when you can be that person for somebody else. When you have grown enough to be someone lovable and someone caring, thoughtful, and mindful, and you can be everything somebody else will ever want one day, I think that is a very reassuring and comforting fact. And learning to accept that makes it a lot easier to focus on the other things in life that also add novelty and fulfillment. And with that, thank you for watching. Feel free to let me know if there's anything y'all want to hear me talk about or have any questions about. I like to read my comments, and I do my best to get back to them, regardless of platform. Take care, y'all. Good night.